What's going on, everyone? Daniel Rodriguez here, and welcome to my non-spoiler review for Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them. This film is directed by David Yates and stars Eddie Redmayne, Dan Folger, Ezra Miller, Colin Farrell, and a few other talented actors and actresses. So in this review, I'm going to be giving you guys my pros, cons, and final score, telling you whether or not you should go check out Fantastic Beast in theaters, wait for rental, wait for TV/streaming, or maybe just never see this movie at all. Now, before I get on to the pros, I do want to mention that I never was a huge Harry Potter fan. I haven't seen all the films. I remember seeing the first few films. I did see the last Harry Potter film in theaters when it came out a few weeks, after its release. But I never was, buying Harry Potter stuff or waiting in line for it to open. Nothing like that. But I will say this, after seeing Fantastic Beast, it unlocked something in me where I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go visit the first Harry Potter, and I think I'm going to give it a try and try the series out again. Starting off with the pros, and my favorite thing about this film, not only is it cool with the magic and the creatures that we see, but it's the time era and the setting that we're in. Now, this is a 5-part series that they're going to make, so there's going to be many more sequels after this, but this one takes place in New York in the 1920s, that era there. I love the 1920s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, so that right there got me hooked up right there. I love the actual detail, like every setting we're in and every location is full of detail, full of just imagine the set and the props and everything that they did, man. It's a lot of money in there, but it's very noticeable. I absolutely love the costumes that the men and women wear in here, whether it's Newt, which honestly, he does have a cool look to him, not gonna lie, and I like his hair. Eddie Redmayne always has some good hair. So actually going into this and not knowing much about the wizarding world got me into it, because I walked into the movie thinking like, here we go, let's see what happens. I wasn't really invested in the trailers, nothing like that, but actually sitting down and looking step by step in the creatures and the ideas of this suitcase. And this suitcase is magical, man. You go into the suitcase and you go into just another realm, another world, and all these beautiful creatures, some not so beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. I'm not gonna lie, there are at least 3 or 4 scenes where I started to get emotional, tears started to build up, and that's something I did not expect. I didn't expect to walk into this film and start caring for a bunch of characters and sympathizing with that character. So with that's something that I didn't expect, and I'm actually glad that I started to fall in love with this world. And again, that's one of the reasons why I want to go back. And mind you, Harry Potter is a very different, setting from the New York 1920s, but it's something where I'm like, oh my god, like, these characters are getting to me, and I'm getting attached to these characters. And Newt and Jacob and the 2 girls and her sister, these are characters that you just kind of fall in love with, and you want to know them somehow. You're like, oh man, like, I'm glad they're making 5 films, and I want to see more of this. I want to see that character come back. I want to see this character. They're just easy to get along with. Ezra Miller is in this film, aka The Flash in Justice League, a very talented actor. While his role in here is not huge, like he's not in many scenes, he's only in a few scenes, I got emotional for the character, man. Again, that's another character I really sympathize with. I like the role he played. He fits the role perfectly, actually, and the ridiculous haircut he has. I kind of felt bad that they had to do the haircut for him like that, but he played the character really well. Like I said earlier, all the creatures are really cute, very well detailed. I love their design. My favorite one, I have to say, is a sloth type. One is like a sloth, has long arms and everything, and it kind of goes invisible. If I remember right, it kind of goes invisible. It's very attached to Jacob in the film. That's one of my favorite ones. And then the platypus. It kind of like, I call it a platypus because it has like a platypus nose thingy. It steals a bunch of silver and puts the silver inside him, and he gets all fat and everything. I love that one too. Now, my favorite character in this film was played by Dan Folger, who plays Jacob Kowalski. He is a baker, and he is not a wizard, nothing like that. So when from his point of view, when he sees Newt and he sees a bunch of these other characters, it's like, he's a nomad, I guess what they call him, right? Like a nomad. I really just found him so interesting. He was my favorite character out of the whole entire film, because you see his reaction most of the film, it's just him reacting to a bunch of things, and the chemistry he ends up getting with Newt and the two other girls, and then some relationship stuff, man. I don't want to get much into it, but somehow, like, I like Newt, Eddie Redmayne. He's a great actor, and I enjoyed Newt. I didn't find him much as the hero type, though. Like, he is a hero, but he's very, and that's his character. His character is very, like, you know, contained to himself. He's not very open about much. It kind of takes a while, like a nutcracker trying to crack open the nutshell to actually get to the real Newt. But no, all in all, Jacob Kowalski is my favorite character, hands down, out of this film, and I hope he returns for future sequels. And last but not least, for the pros, the cinematography, the way the action scenes are filmed, the wide shots, the close-up shots are all very beautiful. Plus, there's a variety of action scenes that are humorous and badass and scary at the same time. Now, going on to the cons, I do want to say that I felt that Colin Farrell was wasted in his role. Now, what they did with this character, I understand for future sequels, but the way they use Colin Farrell, like, he's badass in every shot he's in, and you understand Colin Farrell's character. He's a very kind of intimidating man, and, you know, when you're trying to talk to him, he's like, yeah, shut up. Like, I got this. So he's cool. Don't get me wrong, Colin. I love the costume. I love the hair and everything, the slicked back. It's all cool. Colin Farrell's cool. But I felt that, really, look at every scene he's in. You know, he's not that talkative. He does have cool scenes where he's just walking and he looks like a badass. But really think about Colin Farrell's character in here and what he achieved in the film. And then at the end of the film, you're kind of like, oh, okay. Colin Farrell, you know, you wish he had a bigger impact and a bigger role in the film. Now, I don't want to get into what happens, but still, with Colin Farrell himself, I feel like he was a tad wasted. And for some of the characters, while I was a fan of them during the film, I wasn't very happy with the direction that they took them in near the end of the film. As well, now that doesn't ruin the experience for anyone, really. I'm just saying from my point of view, like, there are a few characters where I was like, no, why are you doing this? You know, like, please keep them safe, you know, like, don't change anything, don't do this. And then they ended up doing that. I'm like, you guys didn't even try to talk to that person or try to do this or try to do that. You could have saved that person or this person, or is your mind still okay with this? Or, like, there were a few character directions of where they took them that I wasn't like, you could have done something different. As well, Jon Voight is in this film. Really, his character didn't matter in the film. I'm just going to say that, like, his whole family, Jon Voight's, didn't care. So with characters like Jon Voight and a few others, there were a few slow moments in the film that weren't necessarily needed. Some kind of felt like, oh, this could be a deleted scene, or this isn't really needed, or that isn't needed. So while the film was enjoyable, it had cool magic and cool action scenes, and the creatures and all ages could enjoy this film. Yeah, it did have a few slow scenes. Not enough to ruin the film or anything like that. It's all cool effects. But again, there were a few character directions that I wasn't a big fan of, and then the slow moments every now and then. Bottom line, I walked into the theater wanting to get this movie over with, seeing what all the hype was about, and then when I walked out of the theater, I was like, this is a really good film. Like, it's not a great film, it's not the best film out of the year or anything, but it was very entertaining, and, you know, nice to see this 1920s era and these characters that I absolutely love and want to see in future sequels. I want to see these characters again interact, and who knows, maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't, but I'm super ready for what the next installments have for the Fantastic Beast series. I'm going to give Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them a 7.3 out of a 10. If Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them is still in your theater, make sure to check it out, man. All ages will enjoy it. It's a fun ride. Kids, teenagers, young adults, and seniors, all ages will definitely have a good time with this film. It's very enjoyable. And if it's not in your theaters, make sure to find it when it's on rental. And this is a film I do plan on picking up on Blu-ray when it releases. Maybe not day one, but it's something I do want to own and put in my Blu-ray collection. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed, make sure to smack that like button. You can comment down below. Tell me what you guys thought about the film. Did you like it? Did you not? And thank you again. Share with your friends and hit that subscribe button for more awesome movie reviews. 2017 is going to be a big year. It's going to be strong. I'm super excited. And Fantastic Beasts sequel, I heard it's going to go to Paris, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be around there. Really exciting. Till next time, bye-bye.